Welcome back to another edition of Fly Tying for Beginners. Today we're going to tie a Hemingway Ephemera Danica. You get these body parts from frostyfly.com. We have the Ephemera Danica, or the green drake in America. It is a tube body, and we have extra large wings, and of course your own CDC, and this is an olive CDC, a light olive CDC. Very nice fly it makes. The hook I have in the vise is a 2 extra long size 10 dry fly hook. Green drakes are pretty big, but they could get small. You could get them down to size 14 even. I'm going to use a cream colored thread, and this is 6/0. Going to attach the thread behind the eye, and I'm going to put a base of thread down, and I'm going to come down about 2/3 the length of the hook. Then I'm going to bring it back forward. Get a nice base down there. You want to keep them pretty tight. Then I'm going to go ahead and tie that off. Just going to give it a quick whip finish with my fingers here. Just about 2, and I'm going to cut that off. Now I'm going to put a little bit of head cement. You could actually put super glue, but you don't want to put too much if you use super glue because it'll make it very stiff. I'm going to put head cement on the rear section here. I'm going to take this hook shank out of the vise, and I'm going to take my tube fly. It's got a tube hole in it. I'm going to run that through. I'm going to run that through just slightly past the bend and bring it back out. And then that glue that's inside, the head cement that's inside, will help to secure that tube body. I'm going to put that back in the vise. I'm going to reattach my thread. And I'm going to secure the front end. You can see where the color stops. When I get that on there, I'm going to tighten that down pretty tight. I'm going to hold it because you can see it's kind of turning on me there. I want to make sure that it's down pretty tight right on that front, so that doesn't turn on you. See, now I'm tugging pretty good and it's not moving. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that excess. I'm going to put a little bit more head cement on the bottom here. Make sure you clean your brush off pretty good. That'll soak in. Just go a little bit onto the tube. Get it mostly on the threads itself. And now while that's drying, I'm going to take my Hemingway's premium fly tying material, Mayfly Wing 2, and these are an extra large, and these are a darker color. And you can see on this we have a shiny side to it, and you have a dull side to it, and we want this dull side to be exposed. You can see they're pressed in there. Be careful taking them out. You know, sometimes they don't get cut quite through the whole way. And you can also see on there is a, turn that way. You see those 2 tabs? we're going to use just the front tab. Now we're going to fold them, and we want the dull side on the outside, because that's more likely to be seen by the fish. So I'm going to tie that front tab down. Make sure you hold the wings in the right on top. And there you have a spinner almost. Except this isn't the same color wings as a spinner would be. I'm going to give it a little bit of a figure 8 in between there. Just a couple of wraps. You have to be careful when you figure 8 because you can push the wings too far. I'm going to pull them up. Then I'm going to wrap on top of that back tab. See, I cut a little bit of that back tab off because if I didn't, it would be going way too far. But if you want to tie the wings in first, using the wings alone, you can leave that back tab. Now I'm going to take my thread and I'm going to spin this counterclockwise. Now when I get that thread flattened out, I'm going to split the thread with my bodkin needle. I'm going to take my light olive CDC. I'm going to put my clip in between. I'm going to slide it off and catch the CDC between the clip. I'm going to push these a little bit. I want just the edges of that CDC. There we go. And we're going to make a nice hackle out of this. Widen that out a bit for you to see that. Now I'm going to spin my thread clockwise. And you'll see this turn right into a nice hackle. There we go. Now you can take it and pull it all to one side. I'm going to put a couple of wraps behind the wing. Then I'm going to put a couple of wraps in front of the wing. And we want to pull all of that CDC towards the rear. I'm going to take my whip finish. Go ahead and trim that. And here we have Hemingway Ephemera Danica Green Drake done. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope that you would subscribe to my channel. Please visit my sponsors, leave comments, questions, suggestions, and most of all, I thank you very much for watching my videos.